Ah, it's a beautiful day today. Today being Saturday, January 10th, I believe. Hello and welcome everyone. If this is your first time to my channel, my name is Jeremy and I am simply just hanging out in my apartment today. I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about some of the frustrations of trying to be a YouTuber. Sorry if you hear a cat in the background, that's just our cat Ziggy. He loves to get in the way whenever I do any type of filming at home. Just watch some of my other videos, my old ones that is. But anyway, if anyone is ever trying to create a channel, you know that 1,000 subscriber mark it's kind of like the big milestone for anyone trying to make a go at YouTubing. Why it's important is because that is a threshold of being monetized, meaning that's how you make some money. Me personally, I would love to be monetized from the standpoint that then I don't have to go get a normal 9-to-5 job, and it could pay for the things that I would really like to do, like travel to some new locations that I have never been to. Ziggy, buddy. So this is Ziggy, also known as Bubba or Hubba Bubba Bear or Pickles or Mr. Pickle Pants, because quite honest, he's a bit of a sourpuss. But anyway, I think I might have to feed him, otherwise he's just gonna not stop. Yes, I hear you. Give me 1 second. All right, you gotta move. Stop! Jeez. Cats are so funny. You know, he wants food, but he pushes my hand out of the way so I can't put his food down into his bowl. He does that only every single time. But I digress. Where was I? Talking about being monetized as a YouTuber. So you need a certain amount of watch time hours and you need a certain subscriber count. And I have been like 10 subscribers away for the last, like, I don't know, couple weeks or something. And by no means am I complaining. I'm not complaining. It's just very frustrating, especially when you see people commenting like, oh, you only have 12 to go. Oh, you only have 8 to go. And then you look the next day and you lost a couple subscribers, you post a video, you gain 3 more, you do another video, you lose a few more. So I don't know what's going on. It could be older subscribers that were on my channel before and maybe they just don't like any of this Florida content. They want, you know, they came here for the financial stuff that I was doing way back in the day, which I'll probably never return to, because as passionate as I am about it, it just, I don't know, it was always a quick, typically one-way conversation, people asking me, what should I do with this? What should I do with that? I answer, and then you never hear from them again. And I don't know, there's only so much advice that you can give all the time, because quite honestly, it doesn't really change that often. But maybe I'll do a video, I don't know, sometime in the near future, just kind of helping people as far as like what I've done to be able to do this, because quite honestly, I don't have to work. But you know, there's a lot that goes into work, meaning, you know, the social aspect of it. You get to have coworkers, you know, more social interaction. But that's the one thing I love about this channel is people that leave comments. I love communicating with anyone that is up to leaving a comment. So if I could, I think most people would say, if they could do YouTube instead of, you know, make money on YouTube versus going, you know, working for a boss, you know, it's a pretty sweet gig. So I'm not gonna lie, yeah, it would be awesome. And the frustration of being so close to that 1,000 subscriber mark, it's slightly agonizing from the standpoint that I've been doing this now for almost 5 years. It'll be 5 years. I think I posted my first video in like, I think it was May or March of 2020, so it might be more like 6 years. Is that possible? I have to look. If it's 6 years, that's really depressing. I also have had two other channels. One was doing really well, actually. The growth was pretty dang good. I got almost to the halfway mark in about, it was like 3 months. And the name of that channel is called Cheat Day. And basically the whole basis of that channel was trying new things that are coming out on the market, like specifically in restaurants or grocery stores, and basically saying, is this worthy of having a cheat day? Because for the most part, I try to eat, have a healthier lifestyle. And then when I do have a cheat day, I kind of want to make sure that it's worthy of a cheat day as far as the food that I'm trying. So it was a really fun channel, but I noticed that trying to keep up with new stuff, there's more new products coming out than you can imagine. I mean, I kind of made it my job to track new stuff coming to grocery stores, new things coming to, any and all the restaurants. And next thing I knew, I was posting a video like 2-3 times a week. So therefore I was eating way more unhealthy food rather than just on a cheat day for that week. And it started to become kind of an unhealthy lifestyle, and I didn't want to sell my health for views and success on YouTube. So I kind of stopped it. I've toyed with the idea of maybe coming back to that channel because, quite honestly, it was a lot of fun. I have a tremendous amount of work history in the food industry, so I know a lot about how things are made in a kitchen, how things are prepared and served, that type of stuff, what kind of products restaurants use. So I felt very knowledgeable with that. So it was a really right fit, but it just was not a healthy fit. So who knows if I come back to it. But as far as trying to make a YouTube channel successful, I guess there's different ways to look at it. Do you want to just go after views and try to make it successful right away? Or do you want to try to be yourself and have fun doing it? And I have kind of chose the fun path. Otherwise, I'd be doing like reaction videos or something shocking, things like that. And quite honestly, I don't want to do that. If I'm smiling on camera, it's because, quite honestly, I'm happy in the moment. So, trying to be yourself on YouTube is very difficult, because I think most people, if they were trying to be themselves all the time, most people wouldn't watch, because either they're maybe a little different. I know I'm a little different. I'm extroverted, so sometimes if I'm in a really good mood, I can be ultra goofy, ultra corny, and that can turn off a lot of people. So trying to find that balance, you can't always be exactly 100% yourself on YouTube. If I was 100% myself all the time, I'd probably get in a lot of trouble. I tend to have a big mouth, being extroverted. That's one thing I'm really trying to work on, is being a more patient and compassionate person. Shut my mouth before I say something and try to evaluate the situation before assuming things. Easier said than done. But what was I talking about? As far as being yourself on YouTube, it's very difficult. And then, you have the whole thing of comparing yourself. And this isn't just on YouTube, this is in life. You look at social media, you look at someone that's, in your same age group or whatever, and they're making $1 million a year or something like that. Like, what's the saying? Like, comparison is the assassin of happiness or dreams, something like that. But it's true. You got to be really careful comparing yourself, because it's so easy to really get down on yourself and think, man, I suck. And it's like, I got all these views. I got so many views from the passing, my reaction of Adam the Woo passing, and all I was trying to do was share my thoughts, because that was a really dark week, and I just needed to vent and I've said it before, but this channel is kind of like a what do you call it, like a diary for me. So it's kind of like me writing in my diary. And then all of a sudden I get a few hundred subscribers overnight, and for a small channel like me, that's a lot. And now all of a sudden I'm dealing with imposter syndrome, and that's where I'm thinking to myself, am I actually, I want this, but am I ready for it? Like, I think people just subscribe to me, I don't know, because they either liked Adam the Woo, or maybe they could tell that I wasn't trying to sell anything. I was just trying to be myself, and I was showing true human emotion. But the last few weeks, I mean, I've really questioned everything, because quite honestly, if I can't make it to that point, it would be so much easier to just stop doing this and delete all my videos and pretend none of this ever happened. Because you do get some nasty comments from people that have miserable lives, let's face it. Otherwise, if they were happy in life, they'd be treating people nicely. But they want to see other people suffer because they're suffering, because their life probably sucks. So sorry for them. But yeah, it would be so much easier certain days to just be like, you know what, I'm gonna go get a 9-to-5 job, keep myself busy, and pretend none of this happened. Because quite honestly, if the channel stops, then I can't fail anymore, right? But if you keep grinding, you keep going, and it's not going anywhere, man, it can just really make you feel like, man, I'm a failure. And that's easy to get into that mindset, I think, with anything, if you're really trying. And I think if anyone's in that position, the only thing I can say as far as with YouTube is just make sure you're doing it for the right reason. Like for me, I have to be authentic. Otherwise, I mean, if I don't ever get monetized, okay, cool, whatever. I tried, at least I tried. But I can also go back and look at like the times that I went to, Disney World or Epcot or whatever, and I have all those memories to look back on. So I don't regret any of this. And trying to do YouTube is not for the faint of heart. I do a lot of videos that I think are going to do well, because I was really in the moment. I felt captivated when I was doing it. Like, quite honestly, the Orlando Fashion Mall, I think that's Orlando Fashion Square. Always had a tough time with the name of that. You can see me trying to look over at the name of the mall when I was doing that video, because I could not remember the name of it. But I loved doing that video. If I could drive across the country and visit places like that, maybe places that are haunted, roadside attractions, that type of stuff, and get paid to do it. When I say get paid, like maybe even just enough to pay my way, like my travel expenses, man, that's a dream job. Because at that point now I'm just experiencing life. And I'll tell you, I have not been working now for almost 2 months, and I thought there was no way I was going to be able to do that if it wasn't for this YouTube channel keeping busy doing these adventures at parks or whatever. I'd be losing my mind. And quite honestly, I'm so grateful that I'm in a position where I can do that. So anyway, I'm not going to ramble anymore. Just wanted to say, hey, if you're trying to make it to that 1,000 subscriber point, like, anyone that's up and coming, trying to do this, keep in mind, I've been doing this now, I have to look, it's either like, I don't know, 5, maybe 6 years, which is really terrifying if it's coming up on 6 years, and I'm not even there yet. So don't beat yourself up too much, and be yourself. So anyway, that's all I got for you guys. Thanks so much for watching. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye. And I almost forgot to say, if you are one of those people that have subscribed to me, thank you so much. I do not take it for granted. In fact, let me give you a big hug. Thanks a lot.